Today, I'm going to show you the best tool for becoming the best salesperson you can be. I have encouraged people for decades. Role play through every stage of the sale, role play through your cold call, role play through your discovery, find somebody you can trust to role play with. If you can't role play with somebody, do it in your head out loud. So do your side out loud and let the prospect responses be just what you imagine them to be in your head and work through scenarios. You don't need to do that anymore. All you need is Chat GPT on your phone. As my shakes get worse, the little button. It's a set of headphones. Push that button. All right, let's role play through a discovery call with ABC Company, a local service provider for businesses. It is the first time they've ever heard from me. When you are ready to start, give me a hi, this is such and such from ABC Company. Make your name Tom.
Hi, this is Tom from ABC Company. How can I help you today?
Hi, Tom. This is Justin Hughes from Firebringer AI. Just doing a quick introductory call. We are an AI and automation firm here in Topeka, and I just wanted to see real quick, are you guys using AI or automation within your business yet?
Hey, Justin. Thanks for reaching out. We haven't really dabbled in AI or automation yet. We've heard about it, but it's not something we've explored deeply. What exactly does your company do with AI?
So we build out automation systems that are powered by AI to alleviate a lot of the payroll associated with tasks that can be now automated by smart systems and large language models. The primary tool that we tend to use the most right now is an automated marketing system that generates Facebook content, LinkedIn content, Reddit content, Insta content, etc. Writes your blog, post it all, make sure there's images for the social media content based on keywords that are researched by AI and uploaded to a database that it uses to generate that content and post for you. Would that be something that would help if we could reduce your marketing to a single operating machine instead of whatever team you're currently using?
That sounds pretty intriguing, Justin. We're a small team, so anything that could streamline our marketing would definitely catch our interest. But how hands-on is this system? Would we still need someone managing it? Or is it more of a set it and forget it type of solution?
It is a set it and forget it type of solution. If at any point the content starts to waver from your brand standards, I am reachable by phone or email. You just shoot me a text, call, email, and I will make sure that the prompting gets adjusted to make sure it stays on message. But it is a set it and forget it system. Would you be open to a quick 15-minute discovery call in the next couple of days? Let me learn what your current marketing strategy is and see if and where we could apply some value.
That sounds good, Justin. I'm definitely open to a quick call to see how this could fit into our strategy. How about Thursday at 10 a.m.? Would that work for you?
Thursday at 10 a.m. works. I will get you in the calendar and shoot you over an invite. I've got tom at abccompany.com. Is that the right email address?
Yes, that's correct. Looking forward to the call on Thursday. Thanks for reaching out, Justin.
Thanks. I'll talk to you Thursday.
Sounds great. Talk to you then.
All right. Can you give me an assessment of the strengths and weaknesses on that call, please?
Sure. Here's a quick assessment. Strengths. 1. Clear introduction. You quickly introduced yourself and your company, making it clear why you were calling. This helps establish the purpose of the conversation right from the start. 2. Problem solution framing. You effectively presented your solution as a way to alleviate payroll costs and streamline tasks that can be automated. This approach appeals to business owners looking for efficiency and cost savings. 3. Concise explanation of services. You provided a solid overview of what your AI-powered automation system does, focusing on specific marketing tasks. This helps paint a clear picture of what you're offering. 4. Emphasis Emphasis on simplicity. You reassured the prospect that the system is largely hands-off, which is appealing to businesses that don't want to add more complexity to their operations. 5. Invitation to a discovery call. You smoothly transitioned into scheduling a follow-up call, making it easy for the prospect to take the next step. Weaknesses. 1. Lack of engagement with the prospect's pain points. While you provided a clear solution, you didn't spend much time understanding the prospect's current challenges or pain points. Asking a few questions about their current marketing struggles could help tailor your pitch more effectively. 2. Branded.
We lost a connection. Might be because I'm on Wi-Fi or not on Wi-Fi. It's taken a long time to connect. Okay. So it's actually got a printout of everything that it was going to go over. So let's move on to the next stage. If it'll connect, it might be having a problem. Let's see here, which is going to suck for this video because that means I'll have to redo it again. Let's go to the discovery call with Tom at ABC Company.
Sure. Let's start the discovery call. You'll be playing Tom, and I'll play John Smith from ABC Company. You can kick things off when you're ready.
Hi, Tom. I want to thank you first for meeting with me, and I want to keep this as quick as possible, respect both of our times. So I'm going to lay out a quick agenda. I'm going to ask you a handful of questions to really see what it is you're doing from a marketing standpoint and see if and where the best places for us to be would be to apply some value. Also, I really quick want to give you a chance. Did you have any expectations to get out of this call?
Thanks, Tom. I appreciate the straightforward approach. Honestly, I'm just looking to see if there's any potential for improving what we're doing. We're always open to new ideas that could bring in more leads or make our processes more efficient. So, I'm curious to hear your questions and see where this conversation takes us.
So I'm going to just make sure that I understand what your marketing strategy is, what your current strategy is, where it might need improved. And we're talking about business, we're talking about business systems, so there might be some harder, tougher questions. Is it okay if I ask you some tough questions?
Absolutely, Tom. I'm all for tough questions if they help us get to the root of any issues or opportunities. Fire away.
All right, so the first question I have is what are you guys currently doing to make a presence on social media?
Right now, we're mostly active on LinkedIn and Facebook. We post a mix of content, some industry news, company updates, and occasionally some thought leadership pieces from our executives. We've also tried some paid ads, but to be honest, the results have been hit or miss. We haven't really nailed down a consistent strategy that drives strong engagement or leads.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Who is your target customer?
Our target customers are mid-sized businesses in the technology and financial services sectors. We're looking for decision makers like CIOs, CFOs, and other C-level executives who are in a position to invest in solutions that can streamline their operations or enhance their tech infrastructure. We also target directors and VPs who have a say in these decisions.
So your social media presence is primarily on LinkedIn. It's not consistent posting. Do you do a lot of engagement? Do you have your employees reaching out and liking and commenting on your prospects' post on LinkedIn?
We do some engagement, but it's not as consistent as it could be. A few team members try to engage with prospects' posts, but it's not something we formalized across the company. It's more ad hoc, depending on who's available or interested. We've talked about doing more of that, but it hasn't really taken off yet.
And as far as on-page and off-page SEO. On-page, are you guys doing some sort of blog on a consistent basis?
We do have a blog, but the content isn't posted consistently. We aim for at least 1 or 2 posts a month, but sometimes that slips. We try to cover topics that are relevant to our target audience, but I wouldn't say we have a solid content calendar in place. As for off-page SEO, we haven't really done much beyond basic backlinking and directory listings. It's an area we know we could be doing more with.
So it sounds like consistency is really the major heart of the problem. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, I'd say that's a fair assessment. We have some good ideas and initiatives, but we struggle with executing them consistently. It's definitely an area where we could use some help.
So if it were possible to automate, say, the outreach and engagement on LinkedIn through your sales reps profiles and your company representatives profiles, to make sure that you're engaging with them in an intellectual and stimulating way, as well as get your blog written on a routine basis, as well as put backlinks out on a routine basis, as well as establish authority and content for social media that really is all kind of centered around keywords that are relevant to your audience, would that have value for you?
Absolutely. That would have a lot of value for us. Automating those processes, especially with a focus on engaging content and keyword relevance, would definitely help us address that consistency issue and likely improve our overall results. It sounds like it could take a lot off our plate while also boosting our marketing effectiveness.
So if we were to boost your marketing effectiveness and take a lot off your plate, what would be the hesitation for launching some initiative like this?
The main hesitation would probably be the cost and the time it might take to implement something like this. We'd need to see a clear ROI and make sure it integrates smoothly with our current systems. There's also the concern about how much internal effort will be required to get it up and running. But if those concerns can be addressed, it's definitely something we'd be open to exploring further.
So, do you have a marketing strategy in place or brand standards already established?
Yes, we do have a marketing strategy in place, but it's more of a broad framework than a detailed plan. We've got some brand standards established, like our messaging guidelines, logo usage, and overall tone of voice. But I'd say there's room for refinement, especially when it comes to aligning those standards with our day-to-day marketing activities.
So, then the question I have from that point is, if we were able to establish more defined characteristics of that brand standard uh, through actual large language model interaction that's going to really help us hone it down with marketing expertise from across the internet, as well as set up those automations, where would you what are you allocating towards marketing now that could be allocated elsewhere if that were all automated?
Right now, we allocate a significant portion of our budget towards content creation, social media management, and SEO efforts. I'd estimate around 20 to 30% of our marketing budget goes into these areas. If we could automate those processes while maintaining or even improving the quality, that would free up resources that could be reallocated towards more strategic initiatives, like expanding our paid advertising efforts or investing in new channels. It would also free up our team to focus on higher level tasks rather than the day-to-day grind.
So if we could knock your marketing, that portion of your marketing budget down from 20% to say 3%, and make it in a situation where you don't have to upgrade or update anything within the system, that it just does it automatically on autopilot, what would that save you in terms of those expenses? If we knocked it down from 20 to 5%, that's a 15% savings on your marketing budget. Would that warrant a cost of $3,000 a month?
If we're looking at a 15% savings on our marketing budget, that could add up to a significant amount, especially over time. For example, if our marketing budget is $100,000 a month, a 15% savings would be $15,000. So investing $3,000 to save $15,000 each month sounds like a strong ROI. That kind of cost reduction, coupled with the added benefit of automating and streamlining our efforts, would definitely make it a compelling proposition.
So then I guess the question I have to ask you at this point is, if we were to put a scale together, 1 to 10, 1 being telling me to hit the road, 10 being let's sign paperwork, where do I, shut up and give me your, shut up and take my money. Where are we on the interest in this project?
I'd say we're at a solid 7 right now. The concept is definitely appealing, and the potential savings are significant. I just want to see more details on how the implementation would work and make sure it aligns with our current systems before moving forward. But overall, I'm very interested.
So I've brought with me a case study. We actually set this up internally when we first got it fixed and working perfectly. And as you can see here on this chart, we went from, over the course of 7 days when we implemented it, we didn't actually see much engagement, interaction, increase in anything until day 5. But on day 5, you see a 200% increase, and then on day 6, you see a 3,000% increase over baseline. So this is the case study within our own company and it's across the board. If you look, here's the YouTube, here's the Facebook, here's the LinkedIn. You can see that same spike in the same timeline across all the platforms. And the reason that we were able to do that was that consistency that the AI and the automation allowed to be done without the human element of, man, I forgot to do it, right? So how does this help shape your concern there as far as seeing the effectiveness?
Seeing those results definitely helps address my concerns. The spikes in engagement across all platforms are impressive, and it's clear that the automation and AI made a significant impact. The consistency is exactly what we've been missing, and if it can deliver those kinds of results without requiring constant oversight, that's a game changer. I'm feeling a lot more confident about the potential now. I'd say this moves us closer to an 8 or 9 on that interest scale.
So what do you need to see here or experience to make that a 10?
To move forward, I'd need to see a detailed implementation plan, how exactly this will integrate with our current systems, and what the onboarding process looks like. I'd also like to understand any potential risks or challenges we might face during the transition. If you could provide a clear roadmap, maybe a demo of how it works in real time, and any case studies from companies similar to ours, that would help solidify my decision.
So that sounds like a perfect opportunity for us to set a follow-up appointment so that I can go gather that information, put it together into something I can present to you quite easily, and then we can come back and review all of those things that you requested. I've got, wanting to see case studies from within your industry, as well as the actual implementation plan and the ease of use all the way across the board. Would you have time next Monday at, say, 2 p.m.?
Monday at 2 p.m. works for me. I'll block that time off on my calendar. I'm looking forward to diving deeper into this and seeing how we can make it work. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks again for taking the time with me today, and I will see you next Monday.
You're welcome, Tom. I appreciate your time as well. Looking forward to our follow-up next Monday. Have a great rest of your day.
Please give me a strengths and weaknesses assessment for that call.
Here's a strengths and weaknesses assessment based on that call. Strengths. 1. Clear structure and agenda. You started the call with a clear agenda, which shows professionalism and respect for the prospect's time. This also helps guide the conversation effectively. 2. Probing questions. You asked insightful questions about their current marketing efforts, target audience, and challenges, which allowed you to identify pain points that your solution could address. 3. Value proposition. You effectively communicated the value of your solution, particularly how it could solve the consistency issue in their marketing efforts and save them a significant portion of their budget. 4. Handling objections. You did well in addressing potential concerns, like cost and integration, by referencing a case study that demonstrated real results. This helped build trust and credibility. 5. Setting a follow-up. You were proactive in scheduling a follow-up appointment, ensuring the conversation continues, and showing your commitment to delivering the information they need. Weaknesses. 1. Pressure on budget concerns. While you addressed cost savings, there might have been room to explore their current marketing spend in more detail to better tailor your pricing pitch and make it more personalized to their situation. 2. Engagement levels. The prospect rated their interest at a 7 initially. While you did a good job raising it, there might have been more opportunities to probe into what specifically might hold them back and address those concerns further. 3. Case study presentation. While you referenced a case study, it might have been even more impactful to ask them specific questions about what metrics matter most to them before presenting your data, ensuring the case study aligns directly with their priorities. 4. Closing technique. Although you set a follow-up, there could have been a stronger attempt to secure some level of preliminary commitment, like agreeing on a next step in the process beyond just the meeting. Overall, it was a strong call with clear value communication and a solid follow-up plan. Addressing the minor weaknesses could help push the prospect closer to a full commitment during the next conversation.
Okay, so let's move on to the demo call and the extended discovery that I had scheduled with him.
Great. Let's move into the demo call and extended discovery. You'll be playing Tom again, and I'll continue as John Smith. You can start whenever you're ready.
Hi, John. I appreciate you, agreeing to meet with me one more time. I wanted to, before we get into the presentation of the information that you requested, I want to make sure that I've got everything on the right page, that I understand completely what the problem is and where our solution can be applied. So is it okay if I ask you a few more questions?
I appreciate the thoroughness. Go ahead and ask whatever you need to ensure we're on the same page.
So I'll keep this as brief as possible. I'm going to ask you a handful of questions, and then once we get through those questions, I'll address any concerns you might have, give you the presentation, then address any concerns you might have. And if everything makes sense, can I get your approval to start work on this project today at the end of this call?
That sounds like a solid plan, Tom. If everything checks out and addresses our needs, I'm open to moving forward by the end of the call. Let's dive into your questions.
Perfect. So my first question is, as far as your marketing spend, how much is that in a range of actual money spent on content creation, SEO, and social media management?
We allocate around $20,000 to $30,000 per month, specifically for content creation, SEO, and social media management. This includes paying for content writers, managing our social media accounts, and any SEO work we're doing both in-house and with external vendors.
Perfect. And if you were to basically be able to reduce that 20 to 30K to 3 to 5,000, what would you actually do as far as reallocation of that additional, $15,000 to $20,000?
If we were able to free up that $15,000 to $20,000, we'd likely reallocate it towards expanding our paid advertising campaigns, especially on LinkedIn and Google, where we've seen some traction but haven't fully maximized our potential. We'd also consider investing more in strategic partnerships or possibly exploring new marketing channels like video content or podcasts to further engage our target audience. Finally, Some of that budget could go into enhancing our CRM and sales enablement tools to improve lead conversion.
So if we were to move that money over to paid advertising, the improving your CRM, and to strategic partnerships and other sales channels, what do you see as the outcome of that reallocation?
I see the outcome as potentially driving more targeted leads and improving our conversion rates. With expanded paid advertising, we'd expect a larger reach and better engagement with our target audience, leading to more qualified leads. Investing in CRM and sales enablement would help us manage those leads more effectively and shorten our sales cycle. The strategic partnerships and new channels could open up additional revenue streams and strengthen our brand presence in the market. Overall, I'd anticipate a significant boost in both lead generation and overall revenue.
So to just sum up, you would see.
It seems like you were about to continue. Feel free to pick up where you left off.
So it seems like if you were to reallocate those funds, as well as the organic marketing being more consistent, increasing your reach and increasing the top line revenue from the organic marketing channels, and the increase in revenue from the paid marketing channels being paid more, and the increase in revenue from sales channels, and the increase in revenue from sales enablement, it seems like there would be almost an exponential increase in revenue by reducing your expense. Does that sound like the right assessment?
Yes, that sounds like the right assessment. By reallocating the funds and improving consistency across both organic and paid channels, along with optimizing our sales process, we'd be setting ourselves up for exponential growth. The combination of reducing costs and boosting revenue from multiple angles would definitely have a compounding effect on our overall performance and top line revenue.
So what's the end game if we've got your revenues increasing exponentially year over year for the next 20 years? What are you gonna what's the end vision of your business achieving that level of growth?
The end game for us, with that level of exponential growth, would be to establish ourselves as a dominant player in our industry. We'd aim to expand our market share significantly, possibly even venture into new markets or verticals. Long term, we'd be looking at scaling the business to a point where we could either go public or become an attractive acquisition target. Beyond the financials, we'd want to build a strong brand reputation, known for innovation and delivering exceptional value to our clients. Ultimately, the vision would be to create a sustainable legacy business that continues to thrive and lead the industry for decades to come.
So that all sounds great. I'm going to go ahead and show you now this presentation if I can. I'll go through it fairly briefly. If there's more questions, you can always stop and ask me. So I'm going to show you the case study of the company within your industry that implemented a similar style of automation in their marketing. And as you can see here, they went from practically unknown outside of their local market to the 15th largest player in the game on the national market over the course of about 2 years. Now, 2 years is a consistent effort to have these automations working, but it looks like the market growth and market cap or the market growth and the access to the market that they got improving that much was definitely worth it. And they're actually getting close to that IPO that you mentioned as a long-term goal for your company. So the other question you had was implementation, yes?
That case study is impressive. Going from a local player to a national presence in just 2 years is definitely something we'd like to replicate. Seeing that kind of growth potential reinforces the value of automation for us. Regarding implementation, my main concern is ensuring a smooth transition. How does the process work in terms of integrating with our existing systems? And what kind of support do you provide during the setup phase? We want to make make sure there's minimal disruption to our current operations while getting everything up and running.
So I've actually drawn here a graph and map that shows the implementation phase. We set up the automation. It is a JSON. It is very easy to export and import. You're actually going to get your own account on this automation tool. It's $18.86 a month for 10,000 operations, and our testing shows this runs about 3,000 operations a month. So you're going to be well within your limit at that $19 price point. We're going to export the JSON files to you, and then we're going to set up all of the accounts for LinkedIn, Facebook, etc. on your account for the automation. So all of those webhooks. As far as integrating with your current system, I know you guys are using HubSpot. There is a native integration with HubSpot, so it'll be as simple as signing into your account. And then I know you guys are also using, what was that? I can't remember the name of the freaking company. You guys are using something for data sourcing.
It sounds like you've got the implementation well mapped out, and the integration with HubSpot being native definitely eases my concerns about that part of the process. As for the data sourcing tool we're using, it's likely ZoomInfo or a similar platform. If you can confirm compatibility with that, it would be another box checked off. I appreciate that you've broken down the cost structure clearly. $19 a month for the operations sounds very reasonable, especially considering the savings and growth potential. The straightforward setup with the JSON files and the automated account setups is exactly the kind of simplicity we're looking for. So what's the next step from here?
So the next step is for me to actually have a meeting with your marketing department to make sure that we've got the prompting and structure all according to what your brand needs it to be. We'll test it out. It's usually about 7 to 10 days of back and forth to test and make sure that we're getting consistent production before we actually connect it to your social media accounts and have it do that production, that output, and that posting. That's a fairly straightforward process. Like I said, it takes about 7 to 10 days of back and forth with your marketing department to make sure that we're getting everything consistent. And then we turn it on, and if you have any problems with it, you have my cell phone. You can shoot me a text. You have my email. You can shoot me an email. And my tech team can be on it fairly quickly to resolve any issues that do pop up. Although once it's set, it's pretty self-contained and self-operating. So let me ask you this: are we ready to move forward?
That sounds like a well thought out plan, and I appreciate the thoroughness of the setup process. Having that back and forth with our marketing team to ensure everything aligns with our brand standards is crucial, and the timeline seems reasonable. The reassurance of quick support if any issues arise is also great to hear. Given all of that, I'm ready to move forward with this. Let's get that meeting with our marketing department scheduled so we can kick off the process. Thanks, Tom. I'm looking forward to seeing this in action.
So can you give me a strengths and weaknesses assessment of that call?
Certainly. Here's a strengths and weaknesses assessment of that demo and extended discovery call. Strengths: 1. Thorough understanding and preparation. You demonstrated a strong understanding of the prospect's needs by revisiting key concerns and tying the solution directly to their long-term goals. This shows you're paying attention and tailoring your pitch. 2. Clear presentation of value. You effectively presented the case study and implementation plan, which helped illustrate the tangible benefits and ease of use. The success story from a similar company added credibility to your offer. 3. Reassurance and support. Offering ongoing support and emphasizing the simplicity of the process, especially with quick fixes, made the prospect feel secure in moving forward. You addressed potential concerns proactively. 4. Closing strategy. You clearly asked for the prospect's commitment at the end of the call, which is essential for moving the deal forward. The transition from the demo to asking for the go-ahead was smooth. Weaknesses. 1. Technical details. While you provided a solid overview of the implementation, there were a few moments where the technical explanation, particularly around the JSON files and operations, might have been slightly unclear or too brief. Expanding a bit on how it integrates and works in layman's terms could ensure full comprehension. 2. Clarifying questions. While you did a great job of outlining the process, it might have helped to check in with the prospect more frequently during the demo portion. For example, asking, "Does that make sense so far?" or "Any questions on this part?" could ensure they're fully engaged and following along. 3. Final hesitation. Although you asked for the commitment, it might have been helpful to probe one last time for any final hesitations or concerns that might still be lingering. This could help ensure a smoother transition to the next steps without surprises later. Overall, you did an excellent job of building on the initial discovery call and moving the prospect closer to a decision. Addressing the minor weaknesses could help solidify the deal and make the transition even smoother.
Thank you. I appreciate the help. Have a great day.
You're very welcome. I'm glad I could help. Have a great day, Tom.
And that right there is how you use Chat GPT to make yourself the top salesperson in your company.